Okay, guys. So let's talk now about the app. Okay, this is a message from the CEO. I want to take just a moment. Lawrence actually wrote this earlier today. This went out to our beta testers, but I want you guys to all know about this. It says, "Attention beta testers, as we're awaiting final approval of the app, we have a small issue. Some of our beta testers are using older versions of the app. It's very important that everyone delete that app at this time, or delete the app from their phone at this time, as we need a complete dump and wipe out of the system to happen." All right, so what's happened is, as we've done different updates, not everybody is updating the app. They get the notice, but they're not updating it. So now we've found that here we are at the App Store, and we're going around and around with them. And one of the biggest problems is that there's too many older versions. Okay, and so I'll continue to read here. It says, "After a few days, when this process is completed, we will send an email out to everyone letting them know when to reinstall the app, and hopefully it will be from the Apple iTunes Store at that time." This is standard protocol. Okay, so this is nothing new, guys. I mean, if you've ever, which I have in the past, but if you've ever been through a beta test with an app, this is pretty standard protocol, and it is of the utmost importance that it is followed to avoid delays. If you know someone that is on the app, please be sure to call them or forward this email and instruct them to delete the app as well. So if you haven't seen this in your inbox yet, please go and check. All right, and the reason I put this up here is that, again, a lot of people have not whitelisted us. They haven't made us a contact yet. So this might end up in your spam. It might end up in a different folder. So check all your emails, folders, and make sure that you do see this and that you do comply with it tonight. Okay, if you know anybody that's on the app, make sure that you're forwarding the email or you're calling them, guys, because at this point it is causing a little bit of a delay. We can't progress forward until we get rid of all the old app um, versions, and so we're giving everybody the opportunity to wipe it out of their phone, but we may just have to wipe the entire database ourselves. And if it's not complied with in the next 24 hours, we actually will do that. But we want you guys to be able to do it from your end first. So in order to ensure that everyone is following these instructions, we'll be monitoring this from corporate to make sure everyone has deleted the app. Once that is completed, we can finalize the app and get in the iTunes Store. The reason you need, this is his explanation, so you guys understand, the reason you need to uninstall the app is because you're using a different version than what's actually being submitted for approval. All right, so we've submitted this for approval, and they're seeing all these multiple different versions out there while in the approval process for the first time. Now, if this was, we've already submitted and we're just doing an update, then that wouldn't be so important. But because it's our first time, the App Store and Facebook too, because we're still dealing with Facebook a little bit there on their new requirements for their approval process. But while in the approval process, for the first time, there cannot be any users of the app on older versions, as it clouds up the data and information within the new app. Okay, so that's where we're at right now, guys. We've made incredible progress pretty quickly from what I'm hearing, actually. We're kind of frustrated at corporate. I know you guys are probably getting frustrated in the field. All I can say is hang in there, stay excited. We've done everything we can. We jump through every hoop when they come back and say, hey, we need this or we need that. But a couple of weeks ago, if you're not aware, if you're new to the company, couple of weeks ago, Facebook came out with some new requirements where they're requiring that any app in the App Store that has any integration with them whatsoever has to be resubmitted, okay, through the App Store, so that Facebook can give their approval on it. And what that did is created just a tremendous backlog. And then on top of that, we have to wait our time in line. Luckily, Fueled, who we hired to develop our app, has great contacts over there at Facebook, and it helps us accelerate through the process. But what happens is we'll wind up waiting a few days to get in front of the people at Facebook or the App Store, and then we've got something that they go, well, okay, we'd like to see this just a little bit different, whether it's our sharing feature or whatever it is. Well, what happens then is we've got to go back through the line again. And so right now we get this taken care of. We get that submitted. We got to give them the green light saying, okay, everybody has deleted it. And like I say, in the next 24 hours, if whoever hasn't, we're just going to wipe it clean. Okay. And then you guys will have the opportunity here in a few days to, it depends on how long the App Store takes. If they're going to drag their feet, we'll just open back up the beta, and we'll include thousands of people in it, not just 1,000. We'll open it up for everybody. But really what we think is going to happen is once we get this wipe clean, it's about the last thing they've asked for now. So we get this wipe clean, so it's all on the current version, and then we're expecting the email that goes out to tell you guys where to download it in the app store. So I know we're getting a lot of questions on that. Mike, why don't you come off of mute, because I know I'm down in Southern California. You've been at the corporate office. You're hearing a lot of these questions as well coming through. Do you want to address anything that I didn't address just now on the app?
The biggest message that's going out tonight is everyone needs to understand that if you're a beta tester, delete your app. You got to get it off your phone. I do believe, and I don't know if you mentioned this part, Ron, but I think that Fuel is actually going to do a forced update, which would close one of the avenues that they need closed, which is Facebook. So you just need to help us out. Get the message out to everybody that you know that is on beta testing, and just say, hey, look, this is it. This is the final stages. You're slowing us down. If you don't get us there, delete your app. And then I don't think we're going to be down for that long. A day or two at the most is what it sounds like, and we're going to get another push, another update, and that update that should be coming out should be the one that is being submitted, the final submission to iTunes Store. And we're going to have that a little bit earlier than the rest, so the beta testers are going to see it before the iTunes Store users do. But just help us in getting that message out to everybody. Get it deleted, get it done, and help us out in that vein. But everything else on this side, Ron, looks stellar. It's people are anxious, to say the least, chomping at the bit and ready to roll. So we're right there at the.
Mike, let me just explain real quick too, guys, why it's so important is this. Okay, we're waiting for certain things to go through with Facebook. They got to give their final signature on it. And while we're sitting here telling them, oh yeah, we're complying with everything that you're asking us to do, they keep seeing these posts come over from these old versions of our app. So while we're telling them, okay, yeah, we're not doing any share feature with you guys right now until we get the approval, it's very simple for them to find out that actually there are people from Leafit still using the share feature because you haven't updated your app. Old versions, that we had a few, probably a month and a half ago, something like that, were utilizing the share feature with Facebook at the time, and the different Leafs would pop up on there. We're not supposed to even be doing that right now because Facebook has shut everybody off. Or ask them to stop until they approve the apps for everybody. And here we are not complying while we're asking for their approval. So very, very important that we get this taken care of tonight, guys. But guys, let's take this to positive. Is your glass half full or half empty? Okay. Myself, half full. Let's take a look. What's really positive about this? The fact that we're dealing with the App Store to this point where they're saying, okay, we can't give you final signature until you guys finish your compliance with us. So. Guys, we're there. I mean, we wouldn't even be giving these messages if we weren't getting them from the App Store, which means, I mean, we're literally right at the final, finish line. So I had somebody tell me earlier today. They said, man, I got people who are losing hope. I said, losing hope in what? They said, well, they're not sure when the app's ever going to come out. And I said, well, first off, listen to me here, guys. It's not an easy process. There's been over $500,000 spent on this app. Okay, there was $20,000 a week in development going on, and there are millions of lines of code. It's a very, very robust app, first off, and if you've used it, you see that. So my encouragement is this: don't lose hope. Okay, it's like climbing Mount Everest, and you get 100 feet from the top, and you go, oh, I can't do it. I got to turn around and go back. You guys are 100 feet from the top. You're almost to the peak. So hang in there and stay excited. Keep your teams excited. Literally, and I know you guys, you've heard us say this, but it's literally days away. I mean, we keep expecting this thing to release, and then we get back through the line, and they got some little thing here, and we've asked them recently, is there anything else? And that's what they came back with was, you guys got to comply with what Facebook is asking for, so you got to quit, posting data over there, and or pictures and stuff. So until we get the approval, that's where we're at. I can't give you an exact date. Even if I knew one right now, I'm sworn to secrecy from the CEO that I don't give any dates out. Just stay excited, okay? We are right there. And one of the things that we are doing here, and I mentioned this last week, is instead of just waiting for the App Store, we want to get our most recent version, which we'll be updating this week. As Mike just stated, they're going to be pushing an update. And so we'll have another beta version coming out. It's actually the final version that's at the store, but we're going to go ahead and push it. and that way, in case the store drags their feet any longer, you guys can actually start using it on your phone. Okay, so if you want to get included in a potential, I'd say potential, I don't think we're actually going to have the opportunity to update the beta testers one more time after this. I literally think we're coming out in the store. But in case we get any further delays, if you guys want to get added to the beta test, send an email right now to beta@leafit.com to get on that list. That list will sit there till towards the end of this week, and then we'll go ahead and make the decision based on the feedback that we're getting. But we're very optimistic at this point. We feel that we're sitting right at the finish line now. So I'm excited. I mean, this is all positive information here, guys. This is not negative. Us asking you to delete it from your phone is all positive so that we can get the final approvals. And I really, really do think the next time that you put it on your phone, it's going to be through the App Store. So pretty exciting stuff there.
Let me hit a couple of topics because I am seeing some repetition in the questions now, and a lot of people asking the question, you know, what about Android? What about Android? What about Android? What about you know, my desktop, my PC, my Mac? So let me cover that one. There was another one too, but I don't know if we'll have time for it. But Android, you know, guys, that is coming, and there's a two-part answer. The first part is if you're not an iPhone person, and believe me, I'm not either. Okay, there's a whole group of people out there that are iPhone fanatics, and you don't want to miss this opportunity. We are all in the same position as we all get anxious. You know, we're all at the same starting line. I used to be a long distance runner in high school and college, and I'll tell you, there's nothing more antsy than being on that starting line waiting for the gun to go off. You conditioned all week, for 2 weeks, for 2 months, for 6 months, for a year. You've been conditioning for that gun to go off and to win that race, and you're still standing at the starting line with butterflies. But guess what? So is everybody else. We're all at that same starting line. We couldn't be in a better spot. Okay, we you know, if it's delayed another day, another two, another week, we're still all there. We're waiting for that you know, that gun to go off, the race to start. But man, what a great place to be. A lot of people don't even realize what we're doing yet. Every single one of us that are on this call, and every single one of the people that didn't make the call tonight, they've got to understand that we're seeing this before the masses. That's where you want to be. You want to be on the cutting edge. You want to be ground floor. You want to be the first that saw it, and you are. So take great pride in that and understand that this has been a longer process than what we anticipated, but it's done. And I think Lawrence has said it multiple times in his newsletters, the app is developed. And it was a long road. It was a longer road than what we thought just to develop the app. Getting through this new qualification at Facebook has been a longer process that no one could have known about it. It's a brand new process that Facebook's making everybody go through. No one knew that. No one even knew it was coming until it got here. Facebook flipped a switch and they said, we've got a new process and we've got to get through that. And we're there. So the app's been developed. It's been done. And remember who it was done by. The best app developer in the world, depending on who you talk to, not just us, but go do your own research. They're the best, if not right up there in the number one, number two spot, always, every single month. They're considered the best at what they do. So we couldn't be in a better place at a better time. Then comes the question, we haven't even launched on iPhones yet, and then everybody wants to know, what about Android? What about my desktop? I don't even own a smartphone. And that's okay, we're building that. And I've heard Lawrence talk about some time frames, but I'm like Ron. I'm afraid to say anything out loud because then everybody holds you to it, a month from now, 6 weeks from now, 8 weeks from now. But it's in development. This project is not done until it is available on every PC, on every Mac, on every Android, on every electronic device known to mankind. That's the end game. But remember where we're at. You're at the starting line. This is it. Everything that you've done up till this point is to position yourself to be one of the first. To be one of the first in something that could be, can you imagine being one of the first to go out and promote Facebook and being monetized for building that social network? That's where you're at right now. So I'm excited. I know a ton of people that are. I think far more people. I think you're up there at 95% of us are going, what's Mike ranting about? Because 95% of us are so excited we can't see straight that it's coming. So the other 5% out there, if you're starting to get that second guessing kind of stuff, man, we've worked too hard to get where we're at, and there is no failure here. Absolutely none. We will get through the Apple iTunes Store. We will get through Facebook. We'll get through the rest of it because we don't know how to quit, and we're there. Again, the app has been developed. It's done. Version 1.0 is done, and it is going to launch. Android, PC, your Mac, it's coming. Don't blink because you're going to miss it. But just remember, there's a whole group of people out there with iDevices that you can go talk to. And I've said it over and over and over again. Go talk to them. Don't wait for somebody else to talk to them. One of the questions was, well, should I upgrade now? Should I upgrade later? It doesn't matter. Upgrade when it feels comfortable to you, but don't not talk about this. Don't forget to go to all your iPhone friends and tell them to join, because you want to be the one that introduces them to what we're doing, not somebody else. Don't wait. Whether you do that as a free affiliate or a paid associate, that's completely up to you. But just make sure you're out talking to everybody that owns an iPhone or an iPad or an iPad mini right now. Every single person you know. This is the easiest thing in the world to build because they get to join you for free. That's the easiest thing in the world to sell. It's free. It's a social network that pays. It's free. Come join. So it's coming, guys. We're there. Ron, I hope I didn't get too repetitious there, but I just wanted to cover that because that repetitious question was coming up. What about Android?
No, it's it's the biggest subject going on right now out there, and you know what I think is funny is that I'm very task oriented, and anybody who knows me knows I am, and so I talk about being at the finish line. I mean the finish line of getting the app to the store, and you talk about being at the starting line. They're both true, totally, and I like your viewpoint a little bit better than mine. I mean, I'm always task oriented, thinking about the current task that needs to get completed, so I can check it off, move on to the next one, and you know, but really, from a marketing standpoint, you guys are at the starting line, you know, and like Mike said, if you know, could you imagine, guys, if you let's just wind this back a few years, and you were there at the beginning of let's take a really quick ride. You were there at the beginning of Google Plus. Okay, just in 2011 when they kicked off, and you were waiting for them to come out, and they had a couple delays because you know what, the public doesn't know how many delays they had. They don't know how many delays Facebook had or anybody else because they weren't doing it. They weren't giving an opportunity to networkers. Okay, they weren't giving the opportunity to the public. So who knows how many versions they had that caused delays? But could you imagine if you were there at the beginning and you said, I'm done. I'm not going to wait. I don't want to wait a couple more days here. I know they said it's a couple more days, but you know, I'm just going to go ahead and lose hope now. I'm not going to finish this. And then it comes out, and a year down the road, there's millions of users on it, and you look back and go, wow, should have stayed there. You can't undo that though, guys. So, you know, just keep your head in the game and stay excited. Do what Mike said. You know, just tell everybody you know about it. I mean, this is coming. It is a reality. It's not a pipe dream or anything. And at the same time, take this opportunity right now to go in and pour through the university because, I mean, when the app does come out, things are going to be moving extremely fast. You might as well hone your skills right now. I mean, get your marketing campaigns. While we're building our marketing campaigns for you guys, the sales funnel and stuff, why don't you get yours ready to go as well? And that way, as soon as the app hits, you guys are just like full on just at it because you've already learned how to do a Facebook campaign or you learn how to do a LinkedIn campaign or something. So take this time, utilize it properly. Don't sit around, getting discouraged going, oh, the app was supposed to be out yesterday. We're frustrated enough at corporate for you because it's out of our hands, out of our control. So anyways, I don't want to go negative on this call at all. It's all very, very positive. We are there at the finish line. It's just, it gets a little frustrating waiting. I know, guys. I totally understand. I sympathize with you. We're right there. Even, Lawrence Sell, our CEO, pulling his hair out. I mean, we've spent, over half, like I said, over $500,000, and Mike and him have been just, going at it for, months upon months upon months here, getting it to this point so you guys, could get involved. And matter of fact, let me touch also on the Android and the desktop version here, guys. We would love to kick off the desktop version, followed by the Android version there. Each version is not the same programming. Okay, it's different programming, which means that you have to have another set of programmers. So, like we could even use the same company, Fueled. Okay, but the programmers over there who do the app, the iPhone version, are not the same programmers that are going to do the Android version. And those Android ones are not the same ones who are going to do the desktop version. It's all different programming. Same app, same look, same feel, different programming. So when you look at that, that means that we have to bring on 2 more teams, one for the desktop, one for the Android, at an average of about $20,000 a week. Okay, so to do the desktop, that's about $80,000 a month in additional. And, we're pretty well backed, but we are still a new company, guys. Okay, so those are all types of things that we also have to look at. So we need to get the iPhone version out first, and then follow that up with the desktop, and then the Android. Matter of fact, I think desktop and Android, we're going to do those at the same time. So I don't mean to make that sound broke up.
Ron, I've got to repeat one more thing.
Sure.
Okay, because it's amazing that most of these people are people that I know that are asking me directly. Are you telling me that I have to delete my app too? Yes. That there isn't anyone out there that is that shouldn't. Everybody needs to. That's everybody. It doesn't matter what version you have. It was the first version, the last update, the first update. It doesn't matter. Everybody, even my personal friends that I've known for years, need to delete the app. Everybody needs to delete the app, and help us get that message out. Yes, that means you goes to everybody. That means you need to delete everybody needs to delete the app. There are no exceptions. Now, we've had about 6 questions come in just here in the last 5 minutes. Hey, I've never deleted an app before on an iPhone. How do I do it? So let me do this real quickly. You're looking at your Leafit app on your what I call desktop. Remember, I'm not an iPhone guy, so if I don't have the right terminology there, I'm sorry. But you're looking at your icon, your Leafit icon. Okay? It's staring at you on that home screen. Simply hold your finger on it, and it will start jiggling or vibrating or whatever you want to call it, and you'll see a little black X that shows up in the upper left-hand corner. All you have to do is simply press it while it's jiggling. Press that little black X, and you'll see that icon disappear. You just deleted it from your iDevice. Okay, now you're thinking, well, all my other icons are still vibrating. What do I do next? Just go down to that little button. If you're not an iPhone person like I am, just go down to that little button. I don't even know what they call it, that hard button that you push. Push it twice, and everything will stop jiggling. And that's how you delete the app from your device. Spread the word for us. Everyone means everyone. There's no exceptions. That's even my friends, again, that I've known for years and years and years. Yes, that means you too. Everybody, Lawrence is deleting his, Ron's deleting his, I'm deleting mine. We're all deleting our apps from our iPhone devices. Everybody. Did I make that clear enough, Ron? Did I say everybody?
Wait a minute, Mike. Are you saying I gotta have to delete mine?
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yes, that means you, and that means Rob, and that means who are the other guys who are going to ask me if I have to delete mine? Will has to delete his. Yes, Coach, you need to delete yours too. Yes, everybody. We all do. Everybody does. Did I say everybody?
I think so. Yeah, it was everybody, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, I think. What's that?
Home stretch.
Home stretch. I think we pounded on that enough that, guys, just make sure that tonight you reach out to everybody. Take the time right after this call. I know it's late in some areas, but take the time to reach out and anybody that you know that's on the app right now, just make sure that they're aware of it. Send them a text, send them an email, send them a phone call, whatever. Let's get this done tonight so we can actually, look at approval. Hopefully this week, guys. I mean, it's that close. So.
Well, look, and can I say one more thing, Ron? And then I promise I'll go back on mute. Some
don't need to
people are
mute.
looking at our process. People that are a lot smarter than I am when it comes to getting apps approved in the Apple iTunes Store. And some of you are scratching your head saying, "I've never heard anything like this before." You know what? I haven't either. But you have to understand what we did with our developers. Okay, they allowed us to put over 1,000 beta testers in the system. They've never done that before. Nobody does that. Nobody. We are so unique, it's not even funny. So if you're trying to compare us to other, app developers and say, well, I've never heard of anything, this is crazy, this is stupid, this you guys are making stuff up. No, we're not. We pushed our developers so hard to get a beta test out there to this many people. It's just never been done before. Okay, I would challenge anybody to come back and try to rebuke that, because I know that to be true. Okay, it's never been done before. Not 1,000. Okay, not even 500. Our developers that are, again, the best developers in the world, depending on who you talk to this month, they'll tell you they're either number 1 or number 2. Okay, they've never done it before. I got to think that they know what they're talking about. They've had 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5, beta testers when they're developing a new app. That's it. Not 1,000. So. Yes, this is crazy. This is unheard of. You've never heard of it before. I get that, but this has never been done before either. No company has ever been able to talk Fueled into putting this many people on beta test. We were the first.
You know what, guys? Fueled told us too at the time that we told them we wanted that many people on beta that it could cause an issue later on when they're submitting to the App Store. So corporate knew this was coming, okay, so and then it actually did become what Fueled said it would be. It's a little bit of an issue because now we're having to, go and ask all you guys to remove it from your phone so that we can finish our submission. But as we told them at the beginning, it's okay because our teams are going to be, actively ready and willing to do what it takes. So that's what we're asking you guys to do right now. Do what it takes. Get it off your phone right now, and let us finish up so you can put it back on here in a couple days. So delete the app. And then when we push the update, which will be the exact same one that's going into the App Store, okay, that way we're fully compliant and we can get our final approval. Otherwise, we're going to sit here in the same situation where we're spinning our circles because we can't finalize in the App Store unless each and every one of you, everybody, deletes the app from their phone, so we can push the update. All right, guys.
And the question's coming, does that mean I have to delete Hockey app too? And the answer is no. You don't have to delete Hockey app. Just the app itself.
Just the IT app, guys. The IT app.
Hold it down, make it jiggle, hit the black X. Done. You're done. That's it. That quick. All done.
Okay.
Spread the word.
Yep. And then before you know it, it's going to be right back on your phone again here. So it's a necessary submission. We opened it up, allowed over 1,000 people onto the beta. So that you guys could see what it was about and you can start to share it with people. But guys, it's time to go public on this now, okay? And we can't do it without your cooperation. You've got to pull it off your phone. Everybody, pull it off your phone right now, and we'll push the update here in the next couple of days. You'll have it right back again.